We've talked about processing Excel data as text with Cloud Immersive connectors and Power Automate, but using CSV is just as easy and a little more practical. In this video, we'll walk through an example process that converts Excel to CSV and splits the data line by line for downstream processing. We'll start by creating a manually triggered instant cloud flow. In this example, we'll capture our Excel file by creating a file input variable in our manual trigger step. The first real step in our flow is to convert our Excel content to CSV, and we'll do that using an action from the Cloud Immersive Document Conversion connector. We'll find this connector easily by typing Cloud Immersive into the search bar, and then locating the option with the green logo. We'll then click See More to view the full actions list, and from there, we'll search for the Convert Excel Spreadsheet to CSV action. When we select this action, we'll need to create and save our connection, which will show up like my connection does here. We will need an API key to authorize our connection, and we can get one by registering a free account on the Cloud Immersive website. That will allow us up to 800 API calls per month with 0 commitments. The Excel to CSV conversion takes 2 primary arguments. We'll pass our file byte and file name variables into each of these fields respectively. Below that, in the advanced parameters, we have the option to set the text encoding of our CSV output. The default value here is UTF-8, and we can change that to ASCII or UTF-32 if we prefer. Now that we've converted our Excel file to CSV, we'll split that file into a series of separate lines. We'll do that using another action from the Cloud Immersive Document Conversion connector. This action is called Split a Single Text File into Lines. We can use this action because CSV content is still considered plain text. We'll use the converted CSV content from the prior step as our input file argument, and we'll then enter some random name like file.csv as our file name argument. We'll next use the compose action from the data operation connector to turn the result of our splitting action into a new variable. Once we place the line contents value in the compose inputs field, Power Automate will place the action in a for each control to loop through each line of data. With this setup, we can do a huge variety of things with our data. One easy example of this is to filter data using a condition control. If we're interested in finding 1 or 2 specific rows of data from our original spreadsheet, we can ask our condition to check for that content, and it will return all the data found on that particular line of our CSV file. The example Excel file I'll be demonstrating with contains annual expense values for a freight company over a range of years, and I'll filter out values for only one specific year. Since we're dealing with plain text, we just need to enclose the value we search for in quotes so Power Automate interprets it as a string. In the true branch of our condition, we'll ask Power Automate to post a message in a Microsoft Teams channel as a flow bot. We'll send this data to ourselves. This isn't the most practical use case, but it's an easy way to show how our data will look after selecting it with our condition. Once we're done creating our message, we'll save our flow and run a test. Before we trigger our flow, we'll first select an Excel file from our system. After our flow finishes running, we'll find one Teams message in our Flowbot chat for each line of data that match the criteria in our condition. Again, this particular use case may not be completely practical, but the sky is the limit when we create simple loop processes for our data. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions for us after following along with this video, please feel free to reach out to any member of our team.